there. Like, oh, they can't do this. Still there.
Did you speak to a local lady markets when it comes to the U.S.?
Yeah.
They just don't agree how it's
What do you think? Sharp, right?
And it's very local, but they feel like they can't live peacefully in their city knowing that basically you have your own police involved in narco trafficking.
So it's not just a U.S. border problem; it's a Mexican border problem.
Yes. And then the countries are also impacted on. So I've been speaking with locals in Panama, a lot of small business owners, who are telling us that now their towns are being overrun by narco traffickers, moving in massive waves of migrants, and that's kind of the other issue you don't see is how it impacts those countries. The city of Tapachula, which is the very first border town in Mexico after you cross from Guatemala. I mean, they've been, almost completely taken over by just having thousands of migrants come. And the reason why we saw the Haitian migration in September 2021 is because so many Haitians were falling off of Tapachula. Mexican officials basically gave them legal permits to travel to Mexico to cross illegally.
Wow, did you hear that?
A lot of those Haitians came from Chile and other countries, right?
Yeah, a lot of the Haitians have been living in Chile for at least 5 years. They speak fluent Spanish and have middle class jobs back in Chile.
I'm very much surprised how cheap produce and products are here.
Oh man, honestly, everything is cheap.
Yeah.
Beautiful use of a beautiful.
Well, my dad used to say last year because the new president is going to be Puerto Rico. I guess that he came back with a ton
You want mustard with that?
Scouts in the U.S. and I've actually enjoyed it. It's kind of a cool story.
What's he feel about this situation right now at the border?
You know, he feels the people, but for him, it's, he feels like the people are watering down what it means to be like a U.S. citizen by just coming in the way they are illegally. So for him, it's just like he gets it, but he like he's trying to do it legally and not overwhelmed. Kind of calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah, if you're not telling us what's going on,
Yeah.
This is the guy. How many people follow you around here?
Oh yeah. I was just speaking to a local reporter. Said, "You really want to stay with you?" Really? Yeah. And I'm like,
We don't really if that's you. What's going on?
when the feds were secretly flying out migrants,
Oh, yeah,
he got like efficiently.
Originally started happening when all the people were crossing the border. We didn't see it. We only heard about it. It was just rumbling. We just saw pieces of it when planes would leave at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and somebody snapping some pictures of them because there's an immigration customs bus bringing them into the airport. It's like, so what's going on? That was my first glimpse of it. That's like, what is this all about? So you would see all these people get off, and it's barely light, right? So they do.
It's about our country being invaded by young military-aged men.
And then people would just get off of this bus, and then go.
That's what it's about.
And so we didn't feel
You guys hear the background okay?
And then too much for them to handle, and the overspill, and the NGOs weren't able to handle and do all the things because they were running out of resources, and the people were just left on the streets, and then you would start to interact with people, because it wasn't that smooth of a process.
So, Johnny, give us a run. Jorge was saying you're the guy
Okay.
that knows the situation. You're saying he's the guy that knows the situation.
Well, he's a guy, yeah. Like, you lived here. Well, we lived here, and we used to have a good relationship with the Border Patrol. Like, we were with the public information officer for quite a bit of time, and we would get daily updates, we'd find out what's going on, but since Biden is in office, we no longer have that privilege, and it's tight-lipped. How do people feel about
The
the
next
situation?
test
If you
awaits.
walk around downtown,
Continue on without
you
me.
wouldn't know anything's
Go,
going
my
on.
sweet.
Are people involved with it? Are they ignoring it? Like, what's the vibe here?
So, we get involved with it because you see them. They come up to you. They'll ask you for stuff. So you get involved by talking to them, or where can I get my phone? I promise you. So they know they're going to get a phone somewhere. So a lot of times they're asking, where can I get my phone? Or
They get a phone?
yeah, they get a phone.
Free phone?
They get a free phone.
Oh, we can't give American citizens. That's insane. Free phone? The
I
fuck?
got a story if you want it.
Hit me.
Christmas morning, Christmas lands on a Sunday. I'm at service. I go to a service at a little tiny home church in Winter Haven, California. 6 a.m. We did it mornings, like a sunrise service. Sure. 4 people from Honduras knock on the door at 6 a.m. And they just got done walking 11 hours. And it was 3 men and 1 woman. And the girl could barely walk. She was just doing this, like so slow and so worn out. And they just said, we just get some water? They knew Spanish, and one of the prisoners knew Spanish. And so we took them in. We let them sleep for a little while, let them rest. They rested in the back, got them some new clothes that were wet. All their clothes were wet. They must have came through the river. So Winter Haven, that's where the border is in Winter Haven, California, the Alabama border. So we kind of see that quite a bit. But this is the first time real interaction. And we're at the church, so we did the church thing, and we took care of them, and we got them some clean clothes and stuff like that. And they slept for like 3 hours in a little back room. They were just out like that.
So your humanity came through. You wanted to help them.
Yeah, that's what it was, right? Because you're seeing it that close. And even when I brought it up on the radio, so the next day I got a lot of flack. You should have called the Border Patrol. You should have did this. You should have. Why didn't you turn him in? So turn him into who? Nobody's doing anything right now.
Yep, he's right.
See these? These are
They can't release them, until their court date.
Which is insane. Court dates are like 7 to 8 years away.
They were going to jump the train. They were going to go down to the train where they know the trains meet. Yeah, and they were going to jump the train. And they were going to get all the way from there to Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to San Francisco, where one of them was promised a job as a mechanic.
Huh?
One sentence. I'll give you 2 if you need it.
Okay.
Well, how would you sum up this current situation on the border?
It's definitely a crisis, but it's like a crisis that you're not really supposed to talk about.
You're not supposed to. Okay, we're going to go right by the 2 sentences. We're not supposed to talk about this thing.
What? It's a secret. There was a time where there was a whole hotel that was taped off. It was all taped off. At the front. And you see, so I showed up, that's what happened, because, and you know, there's a queue, there's a couple of them, and the whole thing is migrants to come in, or illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them,
Invaders.
I want to have a doctor.
when it was brought to the mayor, well, it's good for the economy because the hotel's sold out. So which is it, right? Is it good for the economy, or what are we doing here? But then it's a lot of NGOs, non-government organizations that have great
FEMA workers.
And so you see it, you know it's not supposed to be happening, but you just go with it.
What you just said connected with me. What are we doing?
I talked to Border Patrol agents on air, and they have the same question. What are we doing? Off the record, they feel like human smugglers.
Seriously.
Arizona, we're right at the border. A lot of my friends became border patrol agents. They're honorable. They wanted to do a good job. For a long time, they were proud of what they were doing. Now, that power is gone. And they all have to be quiet about it. Even talking to me about it, even off air or off record, it's still like, they just kind of put their head down. Still lose their jobs. If they talk about it too much on social media, like you can't talk about it, but and so they're just careful about it, and they're just upset about what they're doing. Because it used to be a process. They used to know what they were doing. Now they don't know what's going on, and nobody's really allowed to ask those questions. Here's the biggest thing that upset me, is when our senators came. They came to the border. It was going to be a big deal. Our local news station went out and cut the border.
Two extra slices for just $9.99.
It was totally cleaned up. There was nobody in line or nobody being processed.
The sheriff told me no, there was a ton of trash. They cleaned up the trash.
They cleaned up the trash, cleaned up everything. And it was 6 in the morning when the news flight was in ready to come there. Our local news station tweeted out. We did a side-by-side picture of what it was.
Really? Shotgun?
So they gave
You be more of a noob?
They found nothing. They found nothing. They saw cleaned up order. Who's doing that? Who's running the thing? Well, how the cartel know? Don't run it. Today's not the day. Those are the questions we have, but all right, so keep at it. Yeah,
Thank you. Your radio station, can people listen all over the country?
Wow, this is really, really freaky.
Show,
I
you
could
can find
swear
out
I know
on,
you from somewhere.
Facebook.
Did we go to law
You can
school
just
together?
tune in. We broadcast every day on Twitter, Facebook.
Let's go.
You want to do it? Good, yeah, get him in.
So, Mike, all right, you live here in Newman. I'm just going to
Yeah,
pull
I've
this
been
right
here
here.
about 27 years.
27 years.
We came from LA, actually East LA.
Okay, so tell us the story
In brief, what's with the border right now? What are your thoughts? Well, the border, nothing's been done about it. Ever since Biden took over, it's just no one can touch it.
Do you guys feel like you've been left out, like no one's paying attention to you?
Yeah, exactly. Because they pay more attention to Texas. We do live in a small town of Yuma, Arizona. We're like, close to the site. That's exactly how we are.
That's how you guys feel.
Look at the governor.
There's a boat approaching.
Is
Is it a motorboat? Love motorboating.
Sure. California, whatever.
Pop on,
Here in
my
Arizona,
darling.
this part of it, how do they get to us? Until they start with the election again.
Oh, Deadpool, over here.
Yeah, right.
It'll never happen.
Frustrating.
It is frustrating. Because next
Get on the boat, my captain. I'll be your first mate.
All right, Jorge. Thank you, man, for bringing us in,
Deadpool,
giving us
I
a lot
need
of
you
little details
here.
that I find are always missing when I hear a border story. And I'm sure we missed some of them today. Like it's a complex story.
Don't you
There's
want
a
to
lot
spend
to it. We're
time
not
with
talking
me?
to legitimate asylum seekers that have just suffered in the horrific BS on the planet, right? Like those people
Come get
exist.
some sugar,
But also the
my
people that
sweet.
are economic migrants exist. And usually when you're watching a story on the border,
Come to
someone
me,
picks
my
a side,
darling.
and they just show one side, right? And I just want to make sure you guys know, want all sorts of
Have I
content
ever
on this
told you that
situation,
you're my
but also
favorite
know
dead
a lot
girl?
is being left out right now, and it should be, because no matter where you stand politically, it really shouldn't be a political issue. It should be like humanitarian crisis. This is unsustainable. We need to figure out some sort of solution down the road.
I don't know why I paused it. Oh, there's a bad scene they're showing right now that they're not letting me broadcast.
If people don't live next to the border, they might not understand kind of the impact. So I feel like
Broadcast only mic audio because you entered a black scene.
hopefully find a solution down the road.
Guys, Jorge's work, I'm going to leave his links down below. Check him out. He does the on the border.
Ah, that wasn't
that with our eyes. Ah.
Behold, the treasure of the great mutant of transmutation. Under his rule, society learned that greed has its price. Behold, the treasure of the great mutant of transmutation. Under his rule, society learned that greed has its price.
Nope, can't teleport yet. Knock, knock, spirit. Open up. What the?
Deadpool, the amazing.
Julio, the amazing.
They have been waiting for your arrival, but you must prove your worth. You must pass the test. Look into your own soul. Only then will the spirit emerge. Seek wisdom in these ancient caves. I eagerly await your return. Onward, my love.
And then... Ha! Imagine if your name was Dick.
has allowed thousands and thousands of the roughest prisoners in the world to come in. You know their crime rate